Henry Sees Red. Henry found life boring at the works. The men worked hard to make him better, but it seemed ages before he was ready. At last, however, when he had passed the tests to make sure he was mended properly, men came to repaint him. But Henry saw that instead of nice green paint, they had something very different in their paint pots. Protested Henry. The painters laughed. They said, muttered Henry in disgust. The men laughed and carried on painting. Early next morning, his driver came. He said, exclaimed Henry. Said his driver. The fireman raised steam as quickly as he could, and Henry, blushing with embarrassment, set off for the big station. The Fat Controller was pleased to see him. Complained Henry. The Fat Controller laughed. He agreed. But Henry did worry. Soon, too soon for Henry, it was time to start. The express was heavy, and Henry quickly felt the drag of the coaches. Remarked his driver. But they were in trouble earlier than that. As they approached Edward Station, the brakes went wrong on the last coach of the train, and they had to stop and uncouple it. To make matters worse, Donald, who should have been there to help, had been called away. Henry had to push the coach into a siding himself, and without Donald, there was no one to help him on the hill. Comforted the driver. Henry snorted. He didn't feel very enterprising just then. The men at the works amended Henry well. His driver gave him as good a start as he could. It was hard going, but now Henry felt fired with determination. He snorted. Slowly he struggled upwards. He panted. Then suddenly, there it was. He puffed proudly. After that, it was much easier, and they reached the other railway quickly. The Fat Controller, who had been on the train, came to congratulate Henry. He said, which of course is just what Henry got. And when he at last returned to the shed, there was a warm welcome for Henry the Green Engine.